So, I've always been somebody who loves to work in a really dynamic way. Like, I can never get work done at home. At the beginning of 2022, things were winding down with the pandemic, and honestly, I just wanted to get out of the house. So I thought to myself, okay, I'm comfortable working at home because I have this external monitor, everything's ergonomic and set up well. So how do I bring that same comfort with me to the coffee shop or to the co-working space or even to my friends' couches, right? How do I make sure that I can still do work on the go and not like break my back or my neck? I've been experimenting with setups since the beginning of the year. I've seen people out at coffee shops and co-working spaces that have their own setups that I've taken inspiration from. That's what I want to be able to share with you all today. This is a step-by-step guide on how to create your own mobile desk setup adapted to your lifestyle. I'm going to talk about this in levels here, starting from the very basic, not having a table and trying to work on a couch, all the way to, having a table, having a stand, even potentially having a side monitor that you can use in your day-to-day work. I've separated into 6 different levels, and each of these levels have their own variations. I'll link all the products down below. You can look into it yourself and look into all the options that are available. With all of these things, you have to take into account portability, functionality, and cost. So usually the more portable it is, the less functionality it tends to have. I mean, we could all just carry our entire monitors to the coffee shop, but then it wouldn't be super portable, right? That's kind of what you have to weigh with each of these levels. Level 0, this is what I call level 0 because really you should have access to a table wherever you are. If you're in this situation, I would just suggest getting a laptop stand, which we're gonna go really in depth later on in the video. This really isn't ideal. You don't have anywhere to put a mouse or a keyboard, so I wouldn't suggest that you stay in this level too long. Level 1, just get a table. Most coffee shops, most co-working spaces, they have tables. If you're at home and you don't have access to a desk, I have this really flexible, really portable bed desk table. And so this allows me to do work on the couch at times or to do work on the floor. So why is having a table important? A table elevates your laptop that allows your elbow to be at 90 degrees. However, just using a table is still not enough because your neck is still having to look down at your laptop. You also want to look at the height of the table. If it's too high, you might be typing like a Tyrannosaurus Rex. It's like little arms, If you have it too low though, your elbow is going to be at higher than 90 degrees. And that's also not good long-term ergonomically. So level 2 is having a mouse and potentially a wrist rest for your mouse. So there's a lot of variations for mice, I don't know. Basically, having a mouse allows you to open up your chest and your back instead of like scrunching over your laptop and having to use like the trackpad on it. The mouse that I have, let me see. The mouse that I have is this ergonomic VicTsing mouse. It looks very weird. It's a vertical mouse. You use it like this. It takes some getting used to. It absolutely helps the pain in your wrist that you might get. I love using it. And then another step up is that you might want to get a wrist rest. And this helps your wrist not do weird things like where it's like super angled in any single way. I highly recommend getting a mouse and making sure that your wrist is flat. Level 3, the laptop stand. This is really where it gets serious. If you have this laptop stand, I would say that you've really leveled up. And when I'm actually out at coffee shops, this is the number one thing that people always ask me about. They're like, oh my God, where'd you get that laptop stand? Do you like it? We're gonna get really deep into laptop stands. There are 3 variations that I've seen on the market. So first off, you have the 1-layer laptop stands. The advantage of having them is they are usually a lot lighter. They're usually taking up less space in your stuff. It can be attached to your laptop. So if you're somebody that kind of like just wants to keep it simple, you might just use something that gives you a little bit of elevation for your laptop. Generally, I found that it's not as comfortable because with one angle, you can only really go up to like a certain amount. So your laptop can only be elevated a certain amount. And for a lot of people, this is still not up to eye height, which is what's recommended for being ergonomic. The second variation is having 2 layers. You have this one angle here, but then you have another angle up here. And so this allows you to have like an additive height so that you can actually use it to get up to eye height. So for me, this is the option that I've chosen because I like being able to work and not have to scrunch over at all or bend my neck. The disadvantage to these is sometimes they take up a lot more room and they also can be a bit on the heavier side. All right, so with the 2-layer stands, I typically see stands like this. It pretty much just opens up like this. I felt like this was taking up too much space in my bag, and it was also a little bit heavier than I would like. So I actually upgraded recently to another type of 2-angle stand, which I really, really love. Look at how small that it folds up. And basically what happens is you can just open it like this, and in the same way, it allows you to have 2 angles in a really small package. I've really loved this. It gives you full height that you might need if you are working at a desk and elevates your laptop really well. This stand has been with me for most of the year and I've used it in so many different situations, but this is also a really great option because it's not that much more expensive and just takes up way less space in your bag. So now I usually, I use both stands actually. I use this one at home and then I use the other one when I'm out and about around the city. The third variation of a laptop stand I've seen is a stand that not only goes to your eye height, but could even give you more height than that so that you can use any table as a standing desk. And I've only seen like literally one guy do this at a co-working space here in New York. I will say it looked a bit heavy. He seemed to go really easily from sitting to standing. If that's important to you, then check that out. The way that I usually get around this is that most places have like a bar height level table. If you use like a 2-angle stand on that, it pretty much turns into a standing desk. So level 4 includes keyboards. And I separated the stand from the keyboard, but generally, if you're getting a stand, you should probably get a keyboard as well. If you're elevating your laptop and you're still using the keyboard on the laptop, your wrist is kind of bent in like a weird way. And so I would really recommend getting like a separate keyboard that allows you to maintain that 90-degree angle to the keyboard itself. So there are a few options here. You can get obviously a lot of variations from like full-length keyboards to really lightweight ones. Okay, so keyboards. I used to carry around this keyboard. It is a split keyboard, and as you can see, it's pretty heavy and it takes up quite a bit of space. But I really liked having the split keyboard option. Basically allows your hands to kind of separate from each other. And that means your back and your chest can be a lot more open and allows you to just work more comfortably for longer periods of time. Recently, I've been using this more at home because it's just kind of too heavy and takes up too much space. I actually got this little guy, which is a folding keyboard, and it's Bluetooth, so no wires or anything that I need to worry about. But this, for the most part, is great for me. But just know that if you're typing a lot, this might not be enough. And there's probably something in between this super lightweight one and this super heavy duty split key one. Look into those options and figure out what you need for working more comfortably. Now, level 5 is including an extra monitor. And this is kind of overkill for a lot of people, but if you're looking for the same comfort out on the go as you are at home, then having a monitor is really, really nice. It makes people jealous when they see it. The biggest brand I've seen in the market is this SideTrack monitor. This is what it looks like. It gives you a lot more screen real estate, and it's also super light. You can also get super extra with this. I've seen that people get 2 of these and they put one on either side of their laptop, so they actually have 3 screens. To be honest, these are not super cheap compared to a actual monitor. Daniel, can you cut your nails in a bit? It is actually cheaper than getting like a standing monitor for your desk, so in that sense, it's actually really worth it. I know they have different tiers as well. They have one that is just like a screen that you can set next to your laptop that sort of acts like an iPad if you guys have used it that way. If you have an iPad, maybe that's an easier solution to start with, where you can just connect your screens and see if you even want that extra screen space. You have to put like a little magnet on your laptop. It clips right on, and you can swivel the laptop. When you open it, you have 2 laptop screens. Swivel it back around and it stores like this. That's the 5 levels of a mobile desk kit for working on the go. There's a last note I want to make on accessories though, especially depending on what accessories you're using. You have to think about how those things connect to your laptop. So for example, the side track, it plugs into your laptop via a USB-C. To use the mouse, it uses this USB-A receiver. So your laptop needs to have enough ports. Long story short, you need the right accessories to make sure that you can plug everything into your laptop. Just keep that in mind as you're looking at all the ways that you can build your desk kit, because you need a way to connect all those things to your laptop. Anyway, that's it. I know that's a lot of information. It's taken me a full year to just experiment with different things depending on where you work, how you work, and what you find important. That's what you're going to have to adjust to. So I really encourage you guys to mix and match, to try different things with your setups. If you're interested in more videos like this, how to live and work on the go, then make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. If you have any questions about the setup or just want to talk it out with somebody, then feel free to reach out on Instagram at _chasingembers. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!